Hello, my name's Claire and this is Ryan, and we're both Blue Cross behaviourists, and this is Ryan's Dog Talk. In this training video, Ryan's going to be talking to you all about recall. If you only teach one thing to your dog, make sure it's a good recall. This will allow your dog to safely enjoy all the things that he loves doing, running around, sniffing, doing all the things that dogs like to do. But it also means that you'll be able to call him back if he gets into trouble or if he gets frightened of something. Over to you, Ryan.
Okay, so recall. As Claire says, this is really important to get right. It's essentially the ability to be able to call your dog back to you in any situation. This can be when you're having fun or when you're training, or in an emergency if your dog is running towards something scary or dangerous. So, starting this off, you need to decide what word or sound you're going to use. And the great thing about this is there are no hard and fast rules. You can use a word like come or here. You can use a sound. I tend to use a high-pitched trill noise. It doesn't really matter, it's up to you. But once you decide on what that signal is going to be, you then need to forge a very strong association between the sound, noise, and some really fantastic things that are going to make it irresistible for your dog not to run straight towards you. And like all things, it takes time and practice, but it's definitely worth something investing in. So with Tok, what I'll start doing is doing a little bit of both. I'm going to use some food. I've got some lovely tasty hot dog in my bum bag. I've also got his favourite toy here, and we'll just see how it goes. So to begin with, I'm just going to get him up. I'm going to get him interested in me, and then I'm going to say the word come. Sit. Yes, good boy. And in response, I'm going to give him some of the tasty hot dog. Now with this one, I'm going to throw it away, which puts some distance between me and him, and that gives me another opportunity. Tok, come. Yay! Sit. Good boy, to call him back and to reward him again. Good boy. I'll throw this one away, give a bit more distance between me and him. I'm going to jog back a bit. Tok, come. Come on. Oh, so there's something interesting going on over there. I think it was an insect. Tok, come. Oh, good boy. Sit. Good boy. There you go. So that was a real life situation where a distraction cropped up. But interestingly, the food that I've got is more important than what he heard or what he smelt. It's really important that you use the right rewards, because if you're going to use boring food, or you're not going to use a toy that really interests your dog, there's a possibility that those distractions will compete with your training, and your dog may not want to come back to you. So I'm going to throw this one out again. I'm going to call him back, and I'm going to start moving and being a bit more exciting. Tok, come on, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, good boy, good boy, good boy. Sit. Yes, good boy. Good boy. So I'm adding an extra level of excitement to ensure that I'm really interesting and he wants to be with me. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Sit. Yes, good boy. Something else that's really important to do is to mix it up and put the lead on every now and then, so that putting the lead on doesn't always signify the end of the walk or end of fun. Throw a treat out. Tok, come. Sit. I'm going to touch his collar. Put the lead on. Take the lead off. Yes, that was very good. Very good. You don't always need to use food either. You can use your dog's favourite toy. So, sit. Tok, come. Sit. Yes. Good boy. And then give him a game with his favourite toy as soon as he comes to me. What have you got? What have you got? What have you got? Out. Tok, come, sit, yes. Ah! So Tok loves to play, and given the choice, he'll always want to play rather than take tasty tidbits or treats. And if I'm playing with him, then I've got his attention. So recall is all part of this. Off. Good boy. Tok, sit. Come. Good boy, sit. Yes. Get it. Good boy. Get it. Good boy. Good boy. Out. Here. And now I can start. Sit. Making it slightly harder for him. So I'm going to throw the toy out. And I'm going to step away from him. He wants to go and chase the toy, but I'm going to ask him to recall to me. Tok, come. Come. Tok, come. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Go, get it. So I need to do a little bit more work there because that wasn't quite as sharp as I would like it to be, but it gives you a really good idea, and it shows really quite clearly out how challenging that was for him, because you could see he was sitting there, he wanted the toy, I called him, and he was sort of weighing up which should I do. Luckily he made the right decision. Yeah, sit. This time I'm going to send him on to chase it, and I'm going to call him midway in the hope that he's going to turn around and come to me. Tok, fit. Tok, come. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, good boy. That was so good. That was so, Tok. That was so good. Oh, that was so good. That was absolutely brilliant. So he turned around and came to me. So I'm giving him loads of sausage for that, because that was a fantastic response. He's a very clever boy. And of course I can also follow this up by letting him go. Get it. Get the toy. Yeah, clever boy. Clever boy. Rah, rah, out. Good boy. Come. Sit. When you're doing these exercises, it's really good to imagine that the toy could represent lots of other different things. So it might be a cyclist, it might be a rabbit, it could be a main road. So he's running towards it, and through my practice, I have the ability to change his mind halfway towards me and the thing that he's chasing. And as I said earlier, this is really good fun within the confines of training, but in the real world, it could be life-saving if he's running towards something dangerous like a busy road. We really have to set our dogs up for success and help them to get it right in a situation that isn't too distracting to begin with. So start either training in your front room or in your garden where there are going to be minimal distractions. Something like this is also really, really fantastic, a long training line, so that you can ensure that you always maintain control of your dog regardless of what situation you're in. But make sure you attach a training line to a harness and not a collar. Also with your recall, never recall your dog more than twice. Otherwise you risk desensitizing its meaning. If you spent loads of time building up a really strong association between the sound and all the great rewards that are on offer, and you keep recalling and not reinforcing, then all of that training will start to come undone. Now, one really, really important thing to talk about is the tone that you use when you use your recall. In all of the training that I've just demonstrated, I'm being really upbeat, positive, and I'm really forging that connection between the sound and really positive things. So it's so important that we don't punish our dogs if they aren't as responsive as we would like them to be. Recall is one of those things that you have to continually top up and refresh. And if your dog isn't coming to you, then it's a signal to you that you need to go back a few steps and do a bit more training. It's not the dog's fault that you haven't taken the time to do all that you can to make that communication really, really clear. So make sure that the tone is always as you originally trained it, and not to be demanding, loud or aggressive, because that's likely to lessen the strength of your relationship with your dog, and it's likely to create a bit of a break in your recall training, and that's not what we want. So keep it really fresh, keep it bright, make sure that the dog always knows that when you call, great things are going to happen, really good fun things are going to happen. Come, talk, talk. Yay! Good boy! Wow, that was pretty impressive. So when it came down to chicken versus hot dog sausage wins. Yeah, good boy. So try to vary the rewards that you give. Sometimes he comes back, he might get one bit of hot dog. Another time he might get a game with his favorite toy. And then another time he might get a whole handful of food. The idea there is that you keep your dog guessing as to what he might get if he responds to you. And that adds a whole other level of excitement, because when you call him, he can't quite wait to find out what sort of amazing reward he might get if he rushes straight back to me.